Um,
Thank-
mute yourself.
Hello,
Unmuted. Unmuted.
Sorry, I was on another device. I realized this device, nobody can hear me on it, so I had to change devices.
all right,
I hope
it's fine.
you can hear me right now. Okay,
So
beautiful.
for joining, and so
Yeah.
sir, we a question to you. So I'm directing the question to you in particular, and this is the question. When seeking a recommendation letter for scholarships, how should we approach potential lecturers? What factors should we consider when selecting a lecturer to ask for a recommendation? And what information should we provide to ensure a strong letter of recommendation? Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for that question. So I'll dive back a little bit on what Mr. Ayobami said during his presentation on. He was appreciating Professor Akinpelu, if I remember. He was saying something like,
Yeah.
it takes you to build relationship with the professor to give you a recommendation letter. That's the first thing I want you to know right from now. If you are interested in international opportunities, none of your professors should be your enemy, no matter how weird they may look right now. You need to start becoming their friends, become their errand boy, errand girl, become anything you can become. If you're interested in international opportunities, every faculty, every professor in your department needs to be your friend right from now. If you don't have a good friendship with them before, please change tomorrow or change this line. Just say good evening, sir. I was just checking on you. You don't know how much that can go in this way. Maybe nobody have asked about him today, and you just asking that to make him lighten up. So that's the first thing. Build relationship with the professors. Do you know why? The reason is because 80% or 90% of them does not have time to write what will help you. If you don't have a good relationship with them, they won't have the time to draft. And if they will draft, they will just draft 5 lines or 2 paragraphs and they will submit. For any professor that really wants to help you with recommendation letter, majority, even in the United America here or anywhere, they will ask you to send them a draft. But that's the professor that want to help you. If the professor is not ready to help you, he will never ask you to send a draft. But if he asks you to send a draft, is what he's simply saying is, whatever you know you want, put it in that draft. It is not left to him to now read and say, okay, what you have written, I can accept it and I'll let it go. And so that means you must also start writing draft of recommendation, because some of these professors, they just want to read through your draft. If it makes sense to them, they will sign and they will send it on your behalf. So majority of what you want in your application, everything all the speakers have said, there are things you want to find a way to highlight in your recommendation letter. You want to start talking to people. Like, okay, for a professor that knows that you have interest in research, you have helped him with one research or the other, you've helped him with literature review, or he knows your leadership exposure. Those are the things you want to let your professors know. Oh, sir, I'm going for this conference. They are aware of those things. So the day you want a recommendation letter, it's easy for them to allow it to be inside your recommendation letter. So get them to know your life. Have somebody in your department you are sharing even your aspirations with. Let them know the kind of things you are doing. Oh, I'm applying for this writing. Oh, I just finished a course on, like Fatima was saying, I just finished a course on this. You want to let them know. All those things have a way it reflects when they are reading and trying to write your application recommendation for you. Sincerely, the recommendation is a bonus to your application and you don't want to joke on it. I believe that few points of mine should help you understand what you need in your recommendation.
Thank you so much, sir. And so I have this question for you. Do you have probably any concluding, maybe like remark or probably recommendation for students applying for scholarship, apart from what all other panelists have said?
Okay, thank you so much, Faith. I'm so glad many of the speakers finished from OAU. As somebody who went through OAU, BSc, MSc, and PhD before coming to America for another PhD, I can tell you that it takes one capital letter that somebody said earlier, resilience. Like it's a capital letter for you. You need to know what you want. I'll share a story of mine to let you really get the scope of when I say the big thing here is resilience. Why? Every phase of this process will test you. From writing code emails and not get any feedback, from applying to schools and getting rejection, from applying to schools that will give you funding and the ones that will not give you funding. They will give you admission, you'll be glad. They'll say that they only have 30% funding for you. Applying for visa, people like Fatima, those people that just entered America this year, they understand what I'm saying about finding visa date. Even finding visa dates, or you go for embassy in Lagos and you're on the line, and the first 5 people before you, they deny them. Resilience. And this is not a lie. This is what literally happened every single day. Now, imagine I was applying for international opportunities during my PhD in physics, and I applied to South Korea, and South Korea, I got a professor that is ready to give me BK4 or B4K, that's the brightest Korean scholarship. And I gather all the requirements they asked me to send, and I send it through DHL. There's no online submission, you have to submit by paper. And they asked for my father's birth certificate, everything. But my father died at that time, so I had to send his death certificate. Blah, 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 blah. 2 weeks after I submitted, I have everything they need. But you know one thing they said messed up other application? They said the death certificate of my father I sent was not notarized. That I'm supposed to go and collect death certificate from local government and not from hospital. That's the reason why they denied me that admission. Like that scholarship was over $2,500 per month. That's over 2 million Korean won. You cannot imagine how it broke me. That's the process. I was waiting for another one from US, and in less than 3 months, my US professor I've written to for months that did not answer, reach out, say he'll be interested in meeting me. I was on with him for 1 hour interview, saying all the rubbish I could muster. I would like to, you think interview is all about what you know. Okay. After speaking everything, and he was able to, okay, I'm ready for you. It's come. They sent my I-120. I went for interview, and literally everybody on the line before me that I could see was denied.
Wow.
I just have to say, God, unto you. In Lagos Embassy, when it's your time, you know of bad man. You see the white guy there. Nobody wants to go close to him. How God did it, I got myself to the lady. I said, there's hope. At that moment, I had to find courage to defend my funding. Because even people that had funding were denied. I had to just trust God at that moment. It was then I understood that in all this process, resilience is yours. God has the final answer, and I don't want you to leave God out of this process, please. In anything you do in this process, from day one to the last day, you are a Christian or a Muslim, let your prayer, let your mountains be a place you are always seeking God, because it will test you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abiodun. Thank you so much. You know what I picked from your section? The first thing I would say is God. Please, whatever it is you are doing in this life, don't leave God out of it. Always put God in it. And that word resilience, trust me, that's the right word. So thank you so much, sir. So right about now, we are moving to the question and answer section. And the first question I have here, I'll be directing the question to Mr. Ayobami Adegbenro. Okay, so the question is, please, Mr. Adegbenro said application starts soon. If someone applies and gets in now, What about NYSC? Should it be skipped?
I'm so sorry for laughing. Okay, the thing is that okay, the okay, okay. The thing is that I got my first offer when I was about applying for NYSC. So the person you are looking at right here didn't even go for NYSC before I traveled down to the US. So immediately I got my first offer, I wasn't even thinking about NYSC. One is because if I start the NYSC and I could not finish like in between, it will be like a wasting of energy. So I don't know if you can calculate the old timing very well. If you start your NYSC maybe probably in August, and you will likely end the whole NYSC saga maybe like July next year, then you can try to go for your NYSC while you are trying to apply for any of the school applications you are trying to do. But if you check the timing, because mine I got my first offer in January 2024, and I've not gone for NYSC. And if you are trying to resume to any schools in the US, it is most likely going to be around July, August of each year. So I thought about everything if I should start going for my NYC at that particular moment. I don't know. I heard a lot of people telling me that I can probably use money to sort everything out, but that is not working out when I was thinking about the whole thing. So what I would like to advise the person that asked that question is that one, check the timing. If you feel like going for NYC is, I don't think it should be your main priority. I can't say you should not go for the NYC, but I don't think it's going to be a very good thing to leave such PhD opportunities and go for NYC. So I will advise the person to, if you have your PhD offer and you have your NYC, check the timing first. If the timing is like going to be like up to a year before you travel, then you can go ahead. But if you feel you won't be able to finish and it will be like a wasting of energy. So I will advise the person to most probably pick the PhD offer against the NYC. That was what I did. I don't have any NYC certificate like Victor did before he traveled down to the US. So Victor has his own NYC certificate. I traveled down. I left NYC actually. I didn't go for NYC. So that would be my best advice I'm going to give to the person. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So I'll be directing my next question to Ms. Fatima Arabambi. Can I make use of one recommendation letter for two different applications? That's the question.
Can you make use of one recommendation letter for two applications? Yeah, like okay, firstly, for most school you need like 2 to 3 recommendation letters, and if it is that you are drafting your recommendation letters, they should not be the same, obviously, because they will go through this stuff, and if they see that it is similar, me, I didn't have to draft recommendation letter because my lecturers were amazing and I had a good relationship with them, so I didn't even know what they wrote for me. I did not even bother at all. So I didn't even have any idea about how to draft recommendation letters. But I've had friends that did. So if you are drafting recommendation letters, like you need to be very smart about it. The thing should not look the same. They will be able to tell that it's the same person that wrote this thing. And when you send it to the lecturers too, if you come across lecturers that they can't write it for you, that's fine. Draft it. Make sure they are different. There was a time my supervisor sent me one recommendation letter. She was like, Fatima, check it. My supervisor, Fatima, check it. Do you like it? Is it okay? I said, I loved it. It is very okay. No addition. No 100%. So basically, when I read it, all she was saying there is, when she was doing her lab with me, when I was not around, she take charge of the lab. She does this. She just hyping me and saying, she's a very good student. I vouch for her. Some things like that. So you have to make it different. You cannot. I wouldn't advise you to use the same recommendation letter, maybe for different, you need at least 2 or 3. So maybe we now wrote the same thing. It will not be coming from two lecturers from your school going to the same school. That's a red flag. So if you're writing a recommendation letter, you have to make it different, like very, very different. You're writing it by yourself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, ma. Okay, we have another question, and I'm directing the question to Mr. Bamiwo Adelere. What is your advice for one if hoping to get a scholarship too, but part one already messed up the journey? Should one keep going or rather push harder, even though it may seem bleak? With a CGPA of 2.5 for part one, is it still possible to graduate with first class and gain a scholarship? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe I would just want to say a few things about the first question before I just answer my question. About NYC.
Class of the
People like us. Yes, so, okay. So, the topic about Bureau, we don't want to talk to. So, because some of us, like me, myself too, I didn't serve. I started it. So, I started it, I left it. So, that was how it was for me, just to just show. So, but it depends on you, like what Bureau said. But I'm just trying to say that in my own case too, I started NYC, I left in the middle. I didn't have a certificate too, so it depends, but that is what has happened to us.